It's the Duffin Up Podcast.
What is going on, Duff Daddies and Duff Mamas? And welcome back to The Suspense is Killing Us, because let me tell you something, everyone. This is episode number 100 of the Duffin Up Podcast. My name is Brendan Monroe. We are joined, as always, by the one, the only, Michael Adams. Michael, how are we this evening?
Wow. I am doing fantastic. Episode 100. You know, a lot of you listeners out there, you might have no clue who this guy is. So that's on me, but happy to be here. Love the game of golf. Love talking about the game of golf with these three chooches. And let's get it rolling.
What a Mikey segue right there, because speaking of chooches, we do have the Irish chooch himself, Timmy O'Reilly, here with us this evening. Timbo Slice, episode 100. How we feeling?
Brendan James, glad to be here for episode 100. I know it has to do with years, but can we call this the Centennial episode? And
yeah, I think it's either like, right? Like Centennial. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll do that. We'll call it that.
Yeah. And I think I was going back listening to all our, not all of them, but some old podcasts. And I think this is the second episode of season 4 or 5, Brendan. I'm not sure.
I think we're on season 5 now, which is kind of crazy.
But without further ado, who's our last guest on the 100th episode, Brian?
That is correct. We do not have a guest. We have our third co-host. Co-host. Ooh.
Disrespect.
That's a family member. See, I'm not even in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. We have on the man who just gives it a little flick and it goes 375 bazillion yards down the fairway, sometimes into the woods, but mostly into the fairway because he has good accuracy, I will say. Brian O'Reilly. Brian, how we doing, buddy?
Wonderful, terrific, happy to be here. It is our 100th episode in the pod and number 1 in our hearts, something along those lines. So I actually prefer to be called a guest because the bar is not set too high at all. So I'll be a permanent guest. It's one of those things. So happy to be here. Let's go. Let's talk some golf on this 100th episode.
I did think about introducing Mike as our first guest of 2024. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm in on Brian's sentiments there, and you know, you gotta earn the right to co-host. So I need to continue to work at it, and just, you know, eventually Brendan will not think of me as a guest, but for the foreseeable,
I don't think of you as a guest, Michael.
I'm just kidding around, but also wanted to, you know, throw Timbo Slice out there. Heard that golf podcast. Timmy's not a slicer of the golf ball, if you guys don't know. He hits it straight. He hits it far. You know, we call him Timbo Slice. You know, great little nickname there, here and there. But Slice, don't think of Mr. Timbo, you know, hitting it left to right off the tee. He pummels that thing out there.
No, there's only one slicer on this podcast, and his name is Brendan Monroe. And boy, does it go.
Goes a little
and he hits from the opposite side of the ball.
Oh, yes, I do. I hit from the correct side of the ball because I hit from the right of the ball. I am standing to the right of the ball.
It's a good. Okay?
Y'all are wrong.
Who told you that one, Brent?
I told myself that one. I stand to the right.
Your mom, Nancy Monroe, one of the best coaches around, probably gave you the extra vote of confidence there.
No, because she's a righty. She didn't want me to be a lefty. She only wanted me to be a lefty for baseball so I could pitch, and then I wasn't a good pitcher. Mike, you know that. I was a very bad pitcher. So then she was like, well, this is useless.
Yeah, you know, like, just thinking, it's the first time us four have been on a podcast for a while. You know, it takes a little bit of time for the chemistry, the vibes. I think, you know, we're gelling right out of the gates here. It's good to be back with you guys. Need to get out on the golf course. A lot going on, and I'm sure all of our lives that I have no idea what, you know, you guys are up to on the day-to-day. Probably have a semblance of an idea, but, you know, good to see you guys. Good to be back on the nice little Duffin Up pod here. And, you know, love you guys. Just wanted to get that out there. Life's a grind, and you know, we're all hanging and loving and playing, and being good men, hopefully, and it's just good to see your faces.
All right, that's episode 100. No.
Yeah, just Mike's
Are you guys
testimonial.
being
Imagine.
Are you guys being good? Are you guys being good men, or
We try. I mean,
any
Don't-
I at least try day to day.
any little New Year resis out there? Just
So we did not. We did get into that on
you guys had
our
a lot.
last episode.
Sorry if I
But
didn't listen. That's on.
And to follow up, I don't know if you listened, Mike, but I set your New Year's resolution, and you're doing just great, just being here.
What 50%? What was it?
just get on the pod.
I said just show up. I was like,
Just
Mike, you
show
just
up.
needs to show up. So you're since I made that for you, you're 1 for 1. Look at you.
This is
I like
massive. This
I
is
like
a
to be considered
massive
a guy
set.
who shows up. I like to be considered a guy who shows up. I'm definitely known to show up late, but I think of myself as someone who shows up. Brendan, you show up. You show up.
I mean, I have all the equipment and I'm the only one that has the passwords to everything.
Not
so
just
I kind of
in the-
have to show up.
Not just in the Duffin pod. We got a Swansea tourney on August, 25th last year, 2 years ago, and he's showing up to my house, and I'm making that ass wait out in front, and Brennan's just ready to rock. So
It wasn't that bad. We got married. Well, it was 2 years ago now, because unfortunately with the David Parker this year, there was that monsoon.
I think about that often. The hilarious night before post saying, no matter what, we won't cancel. And then morning comes and they cancel.
I will say the text message group that day, I don't think I've ever seen Mike as angry, because boy, he was like,
not
"How
angry,
can you do
not
this?"
angry, not angry, just sad, just sad and disappointed. And the Nathan Parker Classic, we hang out with the guy David Silvera. He's
an amazing guy.
Might have mixed the David Parker there. Just wanted to get that straight for the home crowd here. But
David Parker.
don't know if you caught that, Brendan.
I did not. That was on me.
No, but I say a lot of stuff, and I listen back, and I'm like, wow, I did not mean to say that. But no, Nathan Parker Classic got canceled, pushed to October. Would love
When
to know
all
what
of
the
us were
winning
gone.
score was.
And
Would
all
love
of us were just not. Me and Brian weren't even in the country.
Well, for the reschedule, I know. Yeah, for the rescheduled one, which was so disappointing. I'm like, of course, we look forward to it every year. Did that whole podcast with Dave, and we've never been more ready to get that blue jacket. I know that our listeners are probably like, dude, stop talking, stop dwelling on it.
Stop
but that's all we do.
talking
We gotta dwell
about
on
the
it.
blue
That's
jackets.
what drives
Never.
us.
We will never, ever stop talking about the Blue Jackets, especially because our
Everybody.
first year, all four of us, we missed by one. And, we had a couple bad holes.
We
Well,
gotta do more scrambles. I don't know, just in general.
I would
think,
agree with that.
I think we're coming back strong this year. I think with all the hype and all the for lack of a better term, the blue balls that we experienced with that whole situation, we are coming back strong. Duffin Up podcast, Blue Jacket bound. That's what we're doing this year. Come on,
blue
let's
balls
start
for blue jacket.
That's a great usage of blue balls there, Tim. I mean, the anticipation, just the amount of time spent just thinking about, having fun out there and swinging that stick with the Duffin Up couple cousins and best friend from way back, just, you don't get many, and people can relate, everybody has their Ryder Cup, their tourney, their event or something or other that just gets them jacked up, and to have it taken away by Mother Nature and a little bit unfortunate weather, you got to just tip your cap and say, live to play another day, and we'll see you next year. I thought our games are gelling. I thought we were ready to go. Probably would have been late to the tee, but it's all good. We're on. We're moving on.
The funniest part is the night before too. Me, Mike, and Timbo go to Swansea, and we're like, this rain's not going to be that bad. This isn't going to be that bad. And then we wake up, and it is just whoosh.
And you guys still got out there, right? You still went out and played a little bit?
Yeah, forgot about that, Brendan. We got
We played the
popped.
night before. There wasn't any rain. Like, it wasn't bad. And then all of a sudden I woke up and I felt like we were in the middle of a monsoon.
I
Oh,
was
it's
I was so
beautiful.
defeated. I already took the day off, obviously, and I could have cashed back in and be like, actually, I'm working today. I just went right back to bed. I was so
Yeah.
bummed. I just like laid in bed pretty much all day.
I was a very sad Brendan that day. Like, that was a bad day. That was a sad day.
It was for all of us. Hey, we're happy now though, we're all smiles and cheers. It's a new
Yeah,
year, you
I was gonna
know.
say,
we're re-
because I gave you a fake resolution in the last podcast, Mike. Do you have a real one that you would like to share with us for your own New Year's
Could be
golf
both golf
resolution?
related and not golf related, but golf related would be preferable.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely haven't thought about it on the golf side at all.
What?
But I'm trying to improve like my ability to move and, I'm getting a treadmill, I'm going to the Y, I'm hitting up the steam room, I'm taking, like cold showers, I'm trying to not eat ice cream, every night. I mean, this is something that is very recent. I haven't done a good job at sustaining this, but I'm trying, like I have a goal, like I want to be able to dunk a basketball. Like fuck it. Why not try to, finally be able to dunk a ball? I know it's probably like long shot, but it's got to be able to. I just love getting back into playing basketball a lot. Like I'll go to the Y at like 3 on a dead time, and I'll play, hustle with these 7th and 8th graders or 9th and 10th graders that I'm like refereeing on weekends in an Attleboro Youth League. So just, trying to stay active and competitive, um and I'm also writing stuff down now, like every day, just at the end of the day or next day, I'm hopping in like a planner, just like kind of saying what happened that day, like what I did poorly, because I have like just things that I'm keeping track of, like biting my fingers, as simple as that, trying to, every time I have a bad day biting my nails, like I put down F for fingers in my fucking planner because it was a bad, just not as to the excellence that I want to be at. So those are little, I don't know, little things that I'm trying to grow up. I'm a, a child over here, trying to, just be a little bit better. But life's good, and I'm having fun with it and feel good golf wise. Just can't wait to, get a little bit more consistent, just play time, just getting out there, and hopefully a second baby will, boost those odds, and I'll have a little bit of take one off to the course and let the other one, hang with the mommy. So who knows?
We may have to get the stroller that has like the bag built into it. We may have to we may have to do the Duffin up purchase for you, Mikey, and somehow get that.
Could make your own, right? I mean, I think we've seen it on TikTok. You have the, those like fishing tubes where you stick it into the sand and let your fishing line just sit, like just yeah, drill those into the stroller or something, and just you only need like 6 clubs out there, every other 5,
Yeah.
7, 9.
I mean, I don't ever want to have my driver out there, but I take it every time. So, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, enough about me. I'm no perfect human, so just talking about ways to get better, and um, what do you guys got? I mean, I see Brendan playing all the freaking time on 18 birdies down south. Like it's got to be demoralizing for our guys, Tim and Bry. Like we're up here battling.
I'm up here battling too again,
Oh
Mike.
yeah, how many
I'm
weeks?
back up. No, I mean, like for me, like I know I'm really just trying to get my driver back to where it was, but like, or just in like basically keep it in play as much as I can. My 2024 resolution was enjoy the walk a little bit more because I need to. I don't want to stress myself out there. I don't want to bring some pretty bad energy that was, happening. Bring it to just leave it in the car. leave it in the clubhouse. Don't
Leave
bring
at
it out to
home.
the course.
Leave it at
Yeah,
home. Don't bring it on the
Don't bring it in
ground.
the car.
Yeah.
Don't bring it on the
I said
ground.
leave it in the car. I
Yeah,
didn't say
don't bring
bring.
it in the car. Don't bring it in the car.
Okay, that's true.
Leave it at home. But
You
I
know
think,
me. It comes
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of places, guys.
yeah, but for someone like you, Mikey, or anyone listening, and you're trying to think of kind of a 2024 golf resolution, I think a big part of it is just carryover from the previous season. Like, what were you doing horribly at the end of the year, or something that you like? I mean, because those thoughts always, I feel like, on the golf course run through your head, where it's like, I got to get better at this. I got to do this a little differently. So that's kind of how I craft mine. And but I love Brendan's more spiritual and more wholesome of a goal. It's just enjoying, because I mean, you can carry that over to all aspects of your life. It's just being present, which he's physically good at, but maybe mentally he's somewhere else. And so I think just that's an important piece, is just part of your journaling, Mikey. Just reflect upon tonight when you're writing by your candlelight with your nightcap on in your journal. Just think about what you were doing terribly. I mean, you're the best golfer on the pod, so it's probably not as easy, because you're pretty good tee to green. But what's something you could do better? Maybe, I mean, even if it's just a goal like I want to play with more different people that I normally play with, that like reaching out to friends that that golf, that you haven't talked to in a while. I mean, golf's a great excuse to kind of get out there and reunite, just because it's some of those can be some of the best rounds. Just
No,
united
that's
by the stupid game that we love to play every day.
I really hope that you don't want to go play with other people, because that would make me sad. So please don't make that one of your resolutions.
No, Brian, that is spot on though. Like everything, from just even those rounds that you play with like a James Parody, who I only see, a couple times a year.
Yeah, when James always only
Shout
comes around
out
when
Jimbo.
Tim and I
Matt-
invite him,
like
is the
Max
only
Lee,
time you
like-
hang out with James.
Like guys just and that's like you might not. I've been talking about that too. Like someone you might want to hang out and go grab a beer with, like you don't want to go play golf with that same person a lot of times. You want to like sometimes your golf buddies are like your best friends, like in a just totally different sense of a friend. And not everybody can endure and walk through an 18-hole round of golf and have fun and be out there and enjoying it. And it takes someone who appreciates the sport. And God, I totally understand why people might not or might hate it, or it's a hard freaking sport. If you're not good at it, you're not going to get better quickly. It takes a long time. So, like Brian, I think Brendan has enjoying the walk, which spiritually, emotionally, being able to come to that sense and be present, like you're saying, that is so hard. And it's, one thing to be present with the people that, you're there with, you're having a great time. It's another thing to be present, on the scorecard and every shot and trying to execute. And it's hard to intertwine those two. And then, just there's so many distractions that you have at home. And, a lot of times I'm bringing Poppy to the course. So like I'm strive to have those rounds where I'm really focused on trying to shoot the best score, but I need to, at the end of the day, just have fun and not take it too seriously, which I think I do a pretty good job of.
I like that, man. I like that. I wish I could. I think my biggest thing was always like trying to think, oh, I'm this good a golfer. Like I need to be playing this well. And now I think one of the things that helped me even last year was like more concentrate on not a overall goal of like break 80, but like,
Right.
hey, let's not get a double, not, and it's not like, let's not get a double bogey, but it's like, let's get green in regulation on 3 straight holes. Let's try and, make a 20-foot putt. Let's do stuff like that. Like, I think that that's really, if we're chipping onto the green, let's try and, get it within a good range, stuff like that. So I think for me, at least, that's definitely helped me a little bit. And then I really, really want to kind of push this area where like, I know I'm not good. I need to stop thinking that I'm going to go out there and, be unbelievable when just go out and have fun. Just go out and enjoy 3, 4, 5, hopefully not 5 to 6. That's where I draw the line. Then then I will not be enjoying the walk.
You talking
I
beers?
think huh?
Were you talking beers?
No, I was talking hours.
Oh, 5 or 6 beers too. You're probably not. No, I'm
Oh
just.
boy. Yeah. But I think at least on that side, it's definitely want to make sure that we go down that route. Um, you know, it's tough to kind of look back on 100 episodes and think of like, you know, some of your favorite guests, some of like the favorite moments that we've had. I definitely have a couple on that side, especially one of my favorite moments. And unfortunately, Mike, it will be at your expense again because it's one of my favorite stories that I can tell about the podcast. So,
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm trying to rack my memory here. I don't.
oh my God, it's I tell it sometimes, but literally, it's one of we were talking about Rory, and we were talking about how he was playing, and he was playing on like the European tour and stuff. And Mike just goes, "Yeah, Europe over there. Speaking of that, guys, like, have you ever been to Europe?" And like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like my face, like just I start going bananas because I'm like, we are drifting off of the show notes right now. So this is not okay. Back when we had show notes, I'm like, we are going off the show notes. We're trying to get them back on, but it was like, oh, used to love. That was my favorite part is Mike would come in and just not do the show notes and we would just have a great time. So then we started not doing the show notes and it made great sense.
Wish we had like a blood pressure cuff on you when I would start going because it was every show. I mean, and it was multiple times. I don't, my brain is sporadic and, just jumps around. So, and you think of different things and you just want, you want to say them or just ask questions like, Timbo, I'm kind of, you don't need to go to a golf course to hit a golf ball around. You got a nice, home and stake of land. Like, and I've been seeing on like TikTok, people spray painting snow green and like digging around it to make it green like and just shit. Have you been hitting around what your goals? Like, would love to, Timmy's, we're all striving for greatness. And I know Timmy, is doing, just loving every bit of trying to get better.
I was actively trying to just be listening to you guys because you guys were it was just a very wholesome first 15 minutes of the podcast. So I was just listening to it, taking it all in. Didn't want to interrupt because I'm definitely bad at that. And but one thing I will say about you, Brendan, for doing like a look back at the podcast from day 1 to episode 100, Brendan, your new goal for this year is enjoy the walk, but I feel like you have improved tenfold of just enjoying the pod, and that is with getting off structure, being able to just embrace whatever happens on the pod if it doesn't go according to plan or to a T on the show notes. I mean, you don't even do show notes anymore because you know that one way or another we're going to figure it out and we're going to just produce something that is at least enjoyable for us to know that at the end of the day we enjoy just having fun, and if nothing else then just talking to each other, which is kind of cool. And
for a second I thought you were gonna say on the show notes part, it's like, one way or another we're not sticking to them, and I was like, yep, nope, that became very, very clear. Like, and even Brian, I don't even know if you were like the first, I would say like 20 episodes that me, Tim, and Mike did together, like I had like detailed, like page and a half.
I 100%. I think adding me to the pod derailed a lot of that because Mikey and I would feed off each other in our lucid thoughts and just going with kind of the flow. And yeah, I think just definitely when I first started, and Tim, I actually was thinking the same exact thing about like Brendan's enjoyment of the pod, or just going from having show notes and really like getting getting irritable or getting upset when we didn't follow the show notes, and more approaching it in like a free form. I think that I was thinking the same exact thing. Brendan's come a long way, and I think just mentally, that is good for him. I feel like this is like an intervention kind of thing, but it really is kind of funny because I think just as a whole, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Brendan and I, Mikey, for the most part, 9 to 5, our jobs are we're doing this exact thing on a Zoom call, on a Teams meeting, and it's a bunch of, oh, we'll circle back on that. Let's follow up. Where are we at with this? And all these like demanding things that come with work, and then having to jump on weekly to do a podcast is a fun twist to a Zoom call and a Zoom meeting, because we get to come here, catch up, talk golf, and for some reason, some people get enjoyment out of listening to us shoot the shit. So, yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what this has become, because I mean, I've been listening to the pod even before I joined, when it was the three of you all, and like I've always been a huge Duffin Up fan, and it's definitely taken. I mean, it's bound to take change with 100 episodes in, but after a certain amount of time, how many hours is that? And the Duffin Up, it's for the better. It's a fun thing. I mean, we're having fun. Boys will be boys.
I think that was my biggest thing, is when we first started it, I wanted to be like, we're serious. Like, we're out here, we're going to go into the golf. Like, you know, we're going to grow this thing.
Who you got? I mean, look who you got.
I mean, yeah, no, I know, Michael, but like, we got you.
No, I mean, serious. Who, me?
Yeah, we got out. We are a ragtag group of human beings, and like all of our 4 lives are very interesting in completely and opposite different ways. So like putting us all together, it's a great, it was, you know, but
On the application, I saw serious and not serious. I circled not serious. You must have missed that.
well,
And I do want to make a public apology. I mean, Brennan, kid skips lunch every, whenever we have the pod, he's missing lunch. He's probably late to meetings. He's putting together these show notes. He's thinking really fucking hard probably about everyone, and, sub bullets. Like, he's typing in the answers, and I'm like on the pod, reading the show notes, like jumping script and pulling answers that he's ready. He's been ready to deliver for like 20 minutes, and I'm giving away answers. And, public apology for, your level of preparedness versus mine. And
well, now the joke's on you, Mike, because now we don't do them. So it's like, it's the best. But no, so when I was doing the show by myself, I think I did about 30 episodes of the show just by myself. And Mike, I know you listened to it. Tim, I know you listened to a couple of them. Like, they were very structured.
With your seductive voice.
With my very, very seductive voice. I had the most seductive voice. No, I'm kidding. But like, it was because it was just me. I was like, oh, this has to be super structured. Like, we're getting through it in 25 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. So I did it that way. And then like bringing you guys in, I was like, oh, we're going to keep it that way. And then I realized like the whole point of having all of us together is to bounce off each other and to not have it like that. And yes, we can talk about, when we're talking about the Masters, like I'm going to have like probably a couple things written down on a Google sheet. Like, that's just who I am. But I don't need Mike. I don't need you guys to go in.
How do you open the Google sheet? Where is it? How do you find it?
There was the one time when you came in and you were, I used to hate it, but kind of love it too. Like, that I could like just have a little bit of a freak out in the middle of the podcast. Like, what are you doing, Mike?
Eventually you made like 28, 45 show notes, and, you got August, and you got like next one's February, then you got like December back to October. Like, they're not in sequential or like date.
They were
I'm
supposed to be, but I didn't know.
This is when I should have known about Control F, Brian. Control F.
Control F.
A lot of Control Fs, a lot of control fines right there. But yeah, I think And then I think with that, like it got to a point where it was like, is this like it's not, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be what we're doing now. So hopefully I've calmed down a little bit. Obviously, this is still my baby, and I want it to do as great as it can, but I feel like we do it in a way where it's like, I don't really care. Like I truly do not care if one person listens to this or a million people listen to it. I care that we're having a good time with this, that this is honestly like almost a therapy session for me. Like I remember when we had Eric DeSoto on, and he said like podcasting is like a therapy session. Like last week, talking about like my goals was like a true therapy session, and being able to kind of say some stuff that like had been good. I'm not going to get deep into what went on and everything like that, and why I was in such a tough place like November, December timeframe. But being able to kind of share that and say like why I want to move forward with it, and why I want to within my golf game do that. It was nice to be able to say that over a microphone to my friends, because people don't do that often, if you can imagine. Like I think we keep, and I definitely do, because I mean, you guys know me, I used to be a big pile of a stress ball. Definitely kept my emotions in and didn't express my thoughts and didn't tell people. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I would blow up on Mike because he didn't read the show notes. So having that and kind of
having a podcast and running show like you do, I mean, it forces you to have to say a lot of what's, how you doing. And
yeah. So being able to kind of revert back to the whole point of this, which is to have fun with my friends, has been great. And I appreciate you guys dealing with stressed out Brendan when he was going through the show notes and making you talk about the differences between the extra stiff and regular stiff LA golf shafts. So, we don't have to do that anymore. Thank God.
It is great. It's almost like a long overdue paying homage to Brendan, the creator of this, giving us an excuse to talk about it. So this is definitely an appreciation podcast for Brendan for sure. Which is
stop it.
So
stop that.
Our founder.
But as soon as this is over, Brendan, we're back to all ragging on you.
Back to ragging on Mikey.
We're not gonna rag on you, Mike. Don't worry. I mean, we may, but we won't. But I think, I hope we go another 100 episodes. I hope we get to 100 episodes faster than we did this time, because it took us about 5 years to get to 100 episodes. It took us about 4.5 years to get to 100 episodes. So, obviously there are times in the golfing, like, we're never going to be Foreplay where they're putting out 2 episodes a week, but they're also making oodles and oodles of money off that. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy sitting down for an hour, sitting down for however long it is. Mike's looking at the time over there like, an hour. Guys, I got to be out of here in 5 minutes. But, being able to sit down with all of you guys for once a week, if we can, whenever we can, it helps me. It makes me feel good.
It's now
when we talk golf, when we talk life, it's wonderful.
Is now a good time to, ask you about my second paternity leave?
It's already been approved.
What that's looking like?
Oh my God.
I didn't know you ever returned.
Yeah. we for those of you who are new to the podcast, I think it was around episode, I'd say like 60, probably, when Brian first started filling. Brian came in to fill in for Michael because Mike was on paternity leave. He actually had a kid, but we used to joke that like he wasn't coming because he was getting paid paternity leave, so he didn't have to come. Meanwhile, no one makes money off the podcast. Once again, I don't know if I have to say that every episode, but no one makes money off the podcast.
Yeah, not a shocker.
And boy, if we did, Timmy and Brian and Mike would be so mad at me because
Mike would show up, honestly.
Oh man, but So like the whole joke was always Mike's on paternity leave, Mike's on paternity leave. And then I think we went about, I would say like 18 episodes where Mike was not there. And then like all of a sudden he comes back and we're like, he's back from paternity leave. And then he didn't show up for another like 8 or 9 episodes because of some stuff. And it was just like, oh, the paternity leave is back. I don't want to have to but yeah, no, Mike, we already talked with the state of Rhode Island. So, you're good for however long you want. We will be docking pay after 6 months, but
Tip of the cap to you, Brandon. You're a good man. Appreciate you.
FMLA doesn't cover that.
Nope.
Hey, I was thinking about this and thinking about the future of the podcast, and this doesn't really have to do with the overall production of the podcast, but we always say we got to play more, and we say there's going to be a Duff Cup or something like that. But what if we started just the Duff Cup at least once a year for us to play at least, we know, one round together? As far as like, I don't know if we want to do straight up stroke play, and we can sort out the details then, but just so we can
Parker Tim.
Right, but at least, I mean, we're playing as a team there, but we also have like we won't cancel our own event. We're in control there. Yeah, right. rain or shine.
Monsoon, absolute monsoon outside. We're still playing.
And I like the aspect. I was thinking about it. I said, I love competition. I don't have enough competition anymore. And I realized that when I was playing in the Winter League, and competition is just great. It's someone who is a competitive person by nature, who doesn't do it as often. Let's at least plan for one round a year. We'll enjoy it. We'll enjoy that walk. We'll enjoy it. But it also gives us another reason to say bragging rights, or keeping records. Like, I'm a stat guy. I love to keep stats, and like, who has scorecards, who has the most wins in the Duffin Up crew compared to each other, whether we do straight up with handicaps or whatever it is. But it's also a great excuse to get together, make some content, and roll with that too as well. And I'm sure
completely agree with you. Hopefully we do have the annual Mike Adams Memorial Golf Tournament coming up again at Hazelton this year, sooner or later. We got to figure that one out. What a tournament that was.
That was fun. That was a good
that was great. We were
I DM'd Ryan Sheehan the other day because I was thinking about him, and I said, hey, it's been keeping me up at night. I think I'm on the verge of telling your wife that you actually played more than just 9 holes. I was like, dude, it's been eating away at me. I think I need to tell your wife that I can't hold it in any longer, that you played.
How long ago did you text him this?
Like a month ago.
So awesome.
He thought it was great. I was
he must have laughed out loud to that.
We're joking, of course. Yeah. He only played 9 holes.
He did only play. I know she's an avid listener.
Yeah,
too funny. But yes, I love that. I just thought it was really funny. We were like, hey, first 9 holes we're gonna do the scramble, and then second 9 holes we're gonna do stroke play, and then as soon as we hit 9 holes, it's like, keep the scramble going. Keep it going.
You were the biggest advocate for that.
I was playing. I had lost. Like, speaking of balls, guys, speaking of the balls, the amount of golf balls that I lost that day. Holy moly.
You were a big advocate for walking too. You were
I walked for the first 7 holes. I was like, this is great. And then I realized, like, oh, I probably shouldn't walk anymore because everyone's in golf carts. So I switched it out.
I loved you for it, Brendan. I loved you for it. I'm all about the walk.
But when you're playing a scramble and everyone else is in golf carts, you gotta take the hint there, bud. Gotta just bring the push cart back, and that's what I did.
Enjoy the walk another day, kid.
Yeah, well, enjoy the ride that day. We enjoyed the ride.
Walk/ride.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was wonderful. Oh man, but I do have.
What does that format look like? I mean, is it just us 4? Can we maybe branch out? Was it a team?
Oh, I would
ride?
love to branch out.
We need to get something on the skid, you know.
Do like
we
a
do.
do like a Duffin Up member guest, like you bring your guest and then you know what I mean, and like so you and your guest are facing the other the other three Duffin Up teams kind of thing.
I
And
like
they have
it.
to be a clubhouse guy. Like they can't be a absolute ringer. You have to bring
No,
just like
Can't be
no.
good
better.
for
Yeah,
morale.
can't be better than you. Can't be better than you,
Ooh, I
I
like
mean,
that.
that's
I
going to
like
be
that
tough
rule.
for me.
Brendan. So
Lord knows I haven't been playing great lately, but
we're all
You can't
we're all
bring
very-
Brendan Nolan in or something like the Brandon Nolan.
no. Well, I mean, he can come. He can play if he wants.
Well,
Just
then
not
we'll
with Mike.
do
That'd be-
handicaps
that's
then or
cheating.
something. Yeah. But like, I know what you're saying. Whoever said the clubhouse guy, that's Brian said that. That's a great idea, Brian.
we got to go in the clubhouse the day of and be like, all right, we need 4. We randomly pick, and we're just kind of.
Imagine.
That's great content right there.
Oh, that would be unbelievable. I like that idea. I really like that idea. That's weird.
I love it. Also, kind of hate it.
Yes, I mean it's a very fine line, right? Like it is a very, very, very.
I just love the thought of like a clubhouse dweller just sitting at the pub.
I got the
love that.
bartender. I got the bartender.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I feel like if you're around golf, you somehow through osmosis absorb it somehow. But I could be wrong. Hasn't worked for us.
Oh man. Well, boys, the good news is too is that I know Bry Guy, you get your annual golf trip with your buddies coming up. That's what usually is that a June trip that you guys do when you guys went to Hilton Head a couple years back?
Yeah, a couple years back. We don't have anything in the books though, unfortunately. A lot of this year is comprised either around travel for weddings or just we're like going actually April. Actually, I was telling doing the math. April, well, I actually didn't do the math because I don't know the number, but April pretty much not working because Timbo and I were lucky enough to win the Masters lottery, and so
2 years in a row.
2 years, I know. Yeah,
2?
last year Tim won, and this year I won. So
I'm so mad.
So we're going down to Augusta for the Saturday round, which is awesome. And so that takes up a couple days early on, and then we actually booked a trip to Hawaii to go see Midori's brother who lives there now, and we're kind of doing it as like a 30th birthday trip to Hawaii at the end of April. So things like that, and kind of just traveling to Ireland for Timbo's to say I do to the love of his life in Ireland. Maybe we'll be able to squeak out and play a couple holes. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, never want to create a bridezilla out of a bride, but I think Shannon's the least bridezilla of them all, and she'll probably want us out of her hair anyway. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, so nothing booked officially, but I'm in locations where I'd like to play.
I feel you on that side. Yep. I did pull the trigger today on a Torrey Pines.
Whoa.
Yep. So my buddy's having his bachelor party in San Diego in March, and me and one of my friends just decided, is it outrageously expensive? Yes. Will I say how expensive it is on the podcast? No, because no. But we booked a room at the Hilton that's like on site there, and the rate actually wasn't that bad because it's 2 of us. And with that, you can book, like they keep some tee times for Torrey Pines South and Torrey Pines North for guests on the hotel site. So I was like, yes, please. I immediately called him. I'm like, hey, can you add this to like my confirmation number? They're like, yeah, sure. Here you go. We're good. We're
Dang.
good. We're going to get a lot of airline mile points out of this one, but we'll be happy with it.
I love it, Brendan. Torrey Pines. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. So we're playing there. Got a couple, we'll see if, unfortunately, we missed our buddy Sapar Nona Golf Shindig for the January time period. I know wearing and representing,
Yep.
Um,
Always wearing my Odin Save Par crew neck here.
the
Shout out.
only person that bought one. They put
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we probably told the story, but I don't know about Tim and Mike. But basically, for the shindig, they're putting out a lot of merch, and I think I reached out to Jordan, and I was like, hey, any chance you're coming out with new merch or additional merch to whatever you have out? Because I would love a crew neck. Next day they offered it, and it turns out I was the only person to purchase it. So
one of one. It's
so
a one
funny.
of one.
It's one of a kind.
So now
Great.
for the next round, all of us need to buy crew necks.
Right? Yeah, my closet's getting pretty full, but I'll always make room to support a good
I love
good
playing
local
basketball.
company.
I like playing basketball on a good old long sleeve crew neck, and I usually wear it inside out because I like the outer feel as opposed to the inner.
That's a weird take, Mike. That's very bizarre. But I could see that way.
Very confused by this.
I guess if you're sweating, it kind of feels a little the fleece.
Yeah, the little
But that's a weird take, but I love it.
That's
but
a
what about,
freezing.
like-
that's
Yeah,
that's cold take right there. I don't know
well,
if I like it.
it's usually cold playing basketball in gyms up in Mass and Rhode Island. So I usually I want to get a good sweat. I usually throw the crew neck inside out. Yeah.
You should get those Columbia long sleeve like fishing shirts, Mike. You would probably play in those are really good. I have a lot of those. I don't fish, but I have a lot of them for no reason whatsoever.
I mean, these are hand-me-down crew necks. I haven't bought a piece of apparel minus socks and underwear.
Maybe we get some Duffin Up merch going this year. Maybe that's a resolution.
LL Bean for the mom and Pin Machine Company.
Yeah, you had the Pin Machine hat and sweater. You're sponsored.
Fucking it hard.
Yeah. Duffin Up merch is the absolute dream. The only problem is that it's pricey.
I was gonna say you have to buy a lot.
You have to buy, or you do a one of one Odin Golf shindig crew neck, and you never know what's gonna happen.
It's true.
We do have the hats though, even though Norman ate Tim's hat. We do have the hats.
Maybe we could do something with talk to Jordan and have him make us some merch, and we can put the Odin logo somewhere on it too.
I like it. That would be a genius. Look at Bry Guy trying to make us. Look at Bry Guy trying to get us into the profits on this side.
Mike deserves a new crew neck.
He does deserve a new crew neck.
Poor
He
man,
does.
look at him. He's bundled in his basement right now. He's got what, 8 layers on?
Both of them are bundled. Timbo's underneath some blankets. Jesus.
Oil's expensive.
Yeah, I guess Brendan and I talking from our apartments to 2 homeowners. It's so funny, the contrast.
We're holding 60 around here, and when it gets cold, we'll throw it up. But nice radiators. They give off good heat pretty quick. So
they'll scald you. They will go up next to it, accidentally touch it, and you have 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, Tim, heat is a fucking bitch. I mean, Jeepus crow. And it's
every time I see that oil truck pull up, I'm like, oh, here goes $700. Son of a bitch.
I absolutely love how Mike just swore out of his mind and then goes the Jeepers Crow. Didn't even do the Jesus Christ line. Just was like, gonna save it for that. We're not gonna go full anger, but we'll do the Jeepers Crow instead. But yeah, God, we are very lucky. I think I have electric heat, which is weird.
Yeah, we have electric. I don't use oil, but electric and gas. It's also it's expensive.
Yeah, I also don't have that much to heat because I'm a large human being and I just go under the covers and fall asleep and die. It's wonderful.
Well, that bedroom stays real cold because it's separate heating zone, so that thing stays maybe 50.
Wow.
We're wearing I'm wearing a sweatshirt to bed, and I'm someone who likes to sleep in nothing but the old boxers. But come wintertime, we're saving $1 by sleeping in a sweatshirt, which is great.
Boy, I'll tell you what, old Brendan would be typing in the show notes right now, telling everyone to get back on track. Not new Brendan. But anyways, get back on track. No.
Hey, you guys, I know you guys watch Bob Does Sports, or some people do. And they recently did the hot dog challenge, and that was eating 9 hot dogs in 9 holes. And so, speaking of the bride to be, I said, "Hey, do you think you could eat 9 hot dogs in 9 holes of golf?" And she said, "Yeah, no problem, easy, no problem." And so we're gonna wager something really big because
Wow, you guys are doing
I definitely don't think she can do it. She really thinks she can do it.
I can't do it.
And
There's
so that's
no chance.
right. Think about two.
They also did like 50 cookies and a gallon of milk. Did you see that
Oh,
one? That was just a riot.
oh,
A
they,
riot.
the
How
stuff
many
they,
how many chicken Caesar wraps do you think if Bobby Fairways could, would he go chicken Caesar wraps for a challenge, or would he go just the salad and just try and eat? Because I mean, I know he's a big soup guy. Well, no, sorry. Joey Coldcuts is the big soup guy, but imagine trying to get out there. How many chicken Caesar wraps do you think Bobby Fairways could put down?
They would go 9. They would put it 1 a hole.
Oh,
The dogs though, Timbo, God bless. God bless.
you know what you need to do as well,
Ketchup and
Tim? You need
mustard
to
on that,
get
and you
like
make it in the works.
you got to
So-
get the ballpark ones, like the big ballpark ones, and then be like, "Hey, you said you could eat 9."
listen to this. She said, you know, it would be easier if I did hot wieners. And I said,
Doesn't count.
I think it'd be harder because you got the meat sauce on it. You got the
Oh, true. Like the true A&W style yeah. No, that would be rough.
It's all
And
impressive.
you got the line cook's arm sweat from when he's stacking
Oh,
up
yeah.
and preparing him for on his arm. Love that.
oh yeah.
That's a scramby round, Tim, right? Not an own ball.
Yeah, we
Or
could.
you-
That's not a bad. That's a good plan. Yeah, we have
Could be the
to
difference.
Scramby.
because if she
Might be-
playing ball in hole, it
I-
would be.
I mean, it'd give you more time. It'd give you more time if you played your own ball, but I don't know. You got to weigh it out because wow, level of confidence it seems out of Shannon right now is.
It's all she does. Shoots from the hip. I love it.
Yep.
I would expect nothing less, and I expect an execution at the end of the day.
Yep, it will definitely be filmed and ready to go for sure. She wanted
James,
to do
James,
Rio.
I feel like you got to make her eat corn. I mean, just to use her tagline,
just a little more corn.
A little more corn.
Just a little more corn.
Like or corn dogs, I guess.
Corn dogs.
Oh, could be the last hole.
Because
Could
she
be a corn
definitely doesn't
dog.
like just
Do a
straight
nice little
vegetables.
Corn
She's
dogs will be tough.
stick. Yeah, not that you don't have to eat the stick, but
Imagine
yeah.
if you made her eat the stick too. That would be bonus points.
that would hurt. That would hurt
woodchuck.
coming out for sure. A lot of splinters in the sphincter.
Brian would be free at the end of April. That's just.
That's for sure.
What's like a food that like if someone said you have to eat the most of, what's the food that you guys would eat the most of or like could eat like someone said, "Oh, I have a challenge of this food. Could you do it?" And you're like, "Yeah, I could eat so much of this food."
I honestly, what just immediately came to my mind was Oreos, because with Oreos and milk, I just go through a sleeve like it's nobody's business. If I'm
Okay.
going for it, dunk it in milk. I'm limitless. I could go for days.
You don't have to drink the milk though, right? That's just like a bonus.
No, I enjoy the milk too. Yeah, I mean, I like it because it does. Even though you're dunking and getting it well absorbed of a cookie, it's still a little parched. So you got to wash it down.
Right.
And just can't imagine the amount of.
It's basically just like
refills.
melted cookies and cream ice cream.
Yeah, you know how you get followers. You put Brian in front of a mic with a gallon of milk and how many
We
things
could.
and we
could.
give them what? How many? A gallon of
Oh,
milk.
we're giving them like
and-
400 Oreos. Like we're like boxes of Oreos.
Brian, what's the minute? A gallon of milk. How long would you want to drink a gallon of milk?
You
in?
physically cannot drink a
Half
gallon
hour,
of milk in less than 45 minutes without puking. Like that is an actual scientific fact.
We'll give you an hour.
Yeah.
And 100
Could you
Oreos. 100 Oreos.
100 Oreos and a gallon of milk in 9
Hour.
holes of golf.
Wow.
That's like what Bob does sports did with chocolate chip cookies, and they fucking failed.
I mean, I guess I've never eaten milk and cookies on the fly. Like I'm always sitting down on the couch or like sitting somewhere. So like dunking it into with it in your golf cart. That's might
Be a
ruin it for
lot.
me.
Be a
It'd be a
lot.
lot, and it would ruin both the walk and the Oreos for me. But I'm not opposed. Could be
Okay.
on something.
Brendan, what would be your challenge?
Ooh. I'd want to say steak, but the problem is like actually trying to eat steak. Like exactly what Brian was saying. Like it's virtually impossible. So
The meat sweats too,
yeah.
on top of the golf sweats.
Unreal play.
What about burritos? Like I think I could do like
Ooh.
3 burrito. I couldn't do a burrito a whole. I would die.
Like a taco. Tacos would be nice. Taco. Whole.
Ooh. Yeah. Like 2 tacos a whole. Like I mean even a taco a whole. Like I think no, because I could eat.
Not a soft ass taco. You know.
No, it would have to be like a big boy taco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we could go tacos on that side, or I mean, if it's Mikey's got to go ice cream. Like
Yeah,
Mike has to eat a Ben and Jerry's ice cream a whole.
I was gonna say maybe a hoodie cup a whole.
Yeah, hoodsie.
two or hoodie. No, I wouldn't be good at this. I wouldn't be good at eating if it was like a hot dog or a hamburger.
No, you
I
would
wouldn't
not.
be good at getting chicken wings. Maybe chicken wings. I could.
Ooh, that should actually be boneyard chicken wings. Having to eat like
that place still going strong.
You bet your ass. I get wings from there all the time. They're the best in the world.
Do they still do a deal? Like, is it Wednesday?
They do, but they suck. Sorry, Boneyard, please sponsor us. You have to eat there, and like I just never eat there. I always just get a takeout because I'm like, I want it takeout. So I go.
I would go there with the boys. I was saying too, Fat Perez's dad hopped on one with Bob Does Sports. That challenge with the gang here wouldn't work because we got two co-hosts with the same father. We all brought our father out and tried to play a little scramby or something. But we could
dibs on
Johnny O could take.
Yes.
He could take 2 shots. He could take 2.
Well, Johnny O could double down. Wow, Frank Reddington just popped in my head. I don't know why. He would be
my godfather.
No way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Legend to play another round of golf with Frank. Holy fuck.
Wow. Timbo, how about you?
Me, I can easily do a whole pie, like a pizza pie.
Okay, I thought you meant like a pie for a second. I was like, well,
too.
what pie are we talking about? Do we have to bring up pie versus cake again? Like, are we going back down that road? Brian may kill himself.
But you got to do one of those Ronzio party pizzas that's like the size of
that they had to cut into like it's not even like really cut. It's in the
huge.
rectangles.
It's like
300 pieces.
Yeah, it's like 5 feet by 5 feet or something like that. It's crazy.
I would love to do an eating challenge.
Let's do it.
Yeah, have you done one, Tim? I know you've always wanted to, like at a restaurant.
Yeah, I did one when I was in high school at Luxburger in Providence. It was called the Frankenstein burger. It was like two double burgers with 2 hot dogs on top and like a pound of fries or something like that. Knocked it out of the park.
You got the T-shirt, right?
Yep. I got a T-shirt.
I was gonna say that was was it swimming season or was it football season?
Football season, yeah.
I was gonna say you guys were ravenous.
Yeah,
at that time.
Muscles are hungry, but
Swimming, he would have sunk the next day of practice.
If he even showed up. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a PTO day, automatic for me.
Mental health. Have you guys gotten to Coney Island hot dogs? Have you guys been there before in Attleboro?
Taxberries?
Oh, Brendan.
I was gonna say back when Chris, I know Chris was like daily. I remember in his Coney Island heyday. I think I went once with him.
Oh,
we work
they're
right
unbelievable.
There. I find myself there like once every like 2.5 weeks now, which it's kind of
Love
it's
that.
going against my New Year's, trying to be decent here. But Timmy, I think the record there is like 40 something dogs in like I don't even know 20 minutes or something crazy. It's a nutso record. The guy didn't even want his name to be recognized. He wanted to go nameless.
No
And
way.
What?
it wasn't Chestnut either. And the
Oh,
previous record was like half of it, and it
yeah, it was
stood.
probably like 20.
Yeah, and it stood a while. I think
No
40?
thanks.
46 or something.
Where do you find the time? That's
I must make money doing that.
Must, because that's a whole day. Yeah, the eating part's an hour, but then afterward you are a
On
useless
the
human.
on the can. On the
Yeah.
can.
if you're lucky.
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
make it to
yeah.
the can.
Got a bidet. No doubt he's got a bidet.
Oh,
Yeah, he took a lot of
He
showers.
honestly might just be in a bathtub. Yeah, bathtub shower. I think. Yeah, crowd like damage control with that.
I don't
Jeepers.
think I ever thought we would bring up bidets on the Duffin Up podcast, but here we are.
Oh yeah.
Well, boys, this has been a great night. Episode 100 is in the books. And to everyone out there who has listened, all of
Appreciate
us, thank you very much. We very much enjoy doing this, and because of everyone's support here, we continue to do it. For me, this is something that I thoroughly enjoy doing. I love being able to come on here and talk to you guys about golf, and then also, talk to you guys about going to Tex Berry's and eating a bunch of hot dogs and having bidets. It's a great time. When we don't do it, I miss it. When we do it, it's unbelievable. And we're gonna try and do our best as much as we can to record as much as we can this year. Unfortunately, Michael's already got his Rhode Island State paternity leave approved, so who knows when he'll be back. Oh God. But he'll be back next week. No, I'm kidding. But whenever Mikey comes back, we welcome him with
His
open arms.
resolution. He's got to.
Hey, we hopped in the hospital like 2 days ago thinking that it was, go time, but false alarm. I pulled one of those in college at one time late at night. Everyone got out of the building and was pissed. But no, false alarm at good old Woman and Infants. So
Braxton Hicks.
we're back home. Braxton Hicks, without getting too, don't want to put crazy images in anyone's head, but she thought her water broke, and this
Hell
is
yeah.
the second time. We're 2 for 2, happened on Poppy 3 weeks, 2 weeks prior. All women are different, and you see it in movies like water breaking, and then, all right, we got to go to the hospital. Like that's not even like the normal way women, I believe, go. They usually like start labor contractions, and then, like your water breaks. So Bryn's like, movie like, because the actual her on Poppy, the water broke to initiate it all. So we went to the hospital, we're back home. First go was like an $1,100 bill, nice bill in the mail. So we'll see what we got coming
Yes.
this go around. But we're ready, baby. We packed our bags. We threw
I was gonna
Yahtzee
say, you get the go bag. Is the go bag in the car? Where is it
go
located?
bag.
By the
We
door?
packed. I unpacked because I don't know. It'll be easy for me to repack. But she kept under the bed, Brian. That we threw them under the bed.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yeah. Also, Brennan, keep on keeping on. This is so therapeutic for me too. It's a good word to use. Never, really thought of it like that. But can't wait to just keep hopping on these, and we'll find days of the week, and a lot goes into getting us four here. It's not easy. Everyone's super, trying to just live and survive in a fun and best way possible. So it's great to see you guys, like I said earlier, and we got to get out on the golf course. Just the four of us. We should strive for that, once a year, and then if we want to do like a second invite Larry and Curly. Let's get it on with the TJs and the Nates and the Muskets of the world. That was a hell of a time. So keep on keeping on.
Absolutely, guys. Well, thanks again for everyone for listening. We appreciate you. Here's to 100 more episodes after this, guys.
Like, comment, subscribe, they say, right?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Fuck you
All right,
doing?
guys. Let's get on out there and let's def it up, baby.
Play better.